Yeah. Kicking it out with some Rat. Welcome, everybody, to... Oh, wait. Where's my script? Oh, it's up there.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you barely getting the hang of the show?
Dude.
Barely.
Episode 34?
Dude, I don't even know if I'm coming or going, dude. I'm serious, bro.
I taped it right there.
I know.
And you know, part of my duties, studio duties.
I don't even know how Rally does it to keep in order and stuff. I would have been all over the place. How do you do it?
I have no idea. I don't sleep or eat ever.
Well, we
Ever.
do, but, I mean, we ate a little while ago, but sleep, now, that's something I won't argue with you about because, man, we are always on the go. Welcome to Rockin' Chaz Show 2021 live number 34. I almost went dyslexic there and said 43.
I was
Just
we're getting ahead of it. It's a leap year.
That's as bad as calling Yoda Boba Fett, right?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
The longest running show on the PVT network,
Yeah,
right?
it is, man.
Yeah. Episode 34.
You all are lucky we don't have anything else to do.
Awesome.
And it's brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID test, sermorelin. Thursday, it's for women. Call 956-441-2188. I was just telling a friend that is recovering from COVID. Right now is a great time to go and do the IV vitamin infusion therapy to boost your immune system to fight all the leftover stuff you got in there. So that is just an amazing thing to do, is that IV therapy infusion. It's just great.
You start
Testosterone.
hulking up like Hulk Hogan. Remember when Hulk Hogan was going to make a comeback?
Yeah.
And
And they would hit him, and he would just get.
It has no effect.
And they would hit him, and he would just like.
And that's what it is. You know, you're hulking up, and all these, you know, germs in the air repel. They bounce off of you.
Yeah, and then COVID steps around, and you look at it like,
You, brother.
and so you throw it against the rope, it lands on its back, and then you run back and forth, and you drop a leg drop, right? That's the way you do it.
Hashtag winning through Dr. T. It's
Yes,
like an
sir.
assist in life. It's like a tag.
Exactly.
An emotional tag.
Yeah. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because doing that for our show is just something that really helps us out a lot, especially the thumbs up. Last night, for that interview with Eddie Gonzalez, part 1, a lot of people were saying, hey, were you all cut off or what? No, we got part 2 tomorrow, and tomorrow is the real juicy stuff. Okay?
Big time.
Juan Sanchez Jr. is the bajo sexto for a band called the Crazy Pimps. And
As if a pimp was sane.
and
These are the crazy ones.
yeah.
Not the sane pimps.
Yeah.
No. Not the ones that have, you know, a bachelor degree. No. These are the crazy pimps.
And they dress like pimps when they play, you know?
What genre?
Conjunto.
Wow.
And they're pretty damn good. So the bajo sexto guy that I interviewed was their former bajo sexto guy. And
former?
he started throwing out some,
Some smack?
yeah, dude. You know, it's going to cause a beef probably. I don't know. And then Eddie Gonzalez, he started talking about his baby mamas and, you know, our baby's mamas, right?
Mm-hmm. Plural.
Yeah,
Plural.
dude. And it got to a point where I felt bad for him, bro. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see it tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's the second and final part of the interview with Eddie Gonzalez and Juan Sanchez Jr. And by the way, we kick it off talking about La Bamba, man. It's really cool, man. So,
Nice.
And they start doing some impersonations of Bob, dude, in La Bamba.
Yeah.
It's
It's
freaking
awesome.
hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And then I was able to edit the video of Bob when he's talking with him talking.
And like back to back,
Yeah.
you get to compare and contrast.
I,
Okay.
I synchronized it.
Yes.
I synchronized it, bro.
It's like not DJing in the booth, but DJing.
Hey, beats per second. I used to blend in songs like that. So now I do it with voices from a movie and then somebody else saying it. It's really cool. So that's happening tomorrow. Right now, let's introduce the rest of the gang. We've got my partner in crime, man. We've been all over Texas, man. Rally is on the other side. What's going on, sweetheart?
Hi.
What
How's
T-shirt?
everyone?
Good. We're all
Awesome.
doing great.
Yeah.
Chaz is back, and
I know. I'm glad.
I like your T-shirt.
Thank you. I love it. I love it. So I'm wearing my Yellowstone Dutton Ranch T-shirt,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I had to pair it with my faux cowhide shoes.
Now, were you gonna show the shoes before I
No, I wasn't. I was like, no, I'm not going to show them. But you complimented them, so I said I'm going to show.
If you didn't have that shirt on, those would be Chick-fil-A shoes, man.
Oh.
But since you've got.
Chick-fil-A's black and white.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like
Yeah,
the
it's kind
cow
of
pattern.
Yeah. I have some of those too, by the way.
Yeah. So tonight, hopefully you'll be the governor and I'll be John
Oh my
Dutton.
goodness. Woo. Oh my gosh.
What about you? What's
No, I
up?
was just gonna say I know that Riley is in love with Charlie Crockett,
I am.
and I know that she's in love with Kevin Costner,
I am. No,
Only
Mr.
is John
yeah.
Dutton.
John Dutton,
No, Mr. Dutton.
Mr. Dutton.
yeah.
Yes.
So I can't imagine what Riley was like when they played Charlie Crockett on that show.
I swear.
The worlds combined.
I swear I went nuts, right? I went crazy. I'm
She left a puddle of pee on the couch,
I did.
man.
I think
Yeah,
I did.
I mean,
I did. I really did.
She was half an hour. You're like, Riley, are you done yet? Charlie Crockett, Mr. Dutton.
Oh my
And you're
gosh.
just like, so much for me.
I said, play it
I'm not
back,
needed
play
here.
It back, play it back.
And I
We-
was thinking,
it was awesome.
imagine if Chaz was here. As soon as he heard, "I'm from San Benito,"
He
Texas,"
would've peed his
man, he
pants
would've-
too.
I would, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would
God.
be like seeing it for us, or that would be like if we went to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then they go, and now Mr. Charlie Crockett. What? The combining worlds
Oh my
is like
gosh.
such a rare occurrence.
I know.
It would be 2 words: urine tsunami. That's what it would be.
Oh my God.
Now, have those words ever been used on the internet?
Together? Yeah.
Urine tsunami?
Oh
That's the
my
PBT
God.
word of the day.
Oh my God.
Urine tsunami.
A tsunami of urine.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yikes.
All right. Fish, what do you got, sweetheart?
I'm wearing a Rock and Chaz shirt.
Yeah.
Olé.
Gotta represent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So that only tells us one thing: you haven't done your washing this week.
You haven't done your laundry.
Yeah, you haven't done your laundry. So it's like the last shirt that she can.
I guess I'll wear the rock and jazz.
Yeah.
Damn it! I haven't washed.
My dad.
What do I
and
have? The Rock and Chaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, why don't you put on the shirt you never wear? Oh yeah, Rockin' Chaz.
Oh yeah. The last one hanging
Yeah.
on the hanger.
Yeah. Just whip it like that and dust it off. Let's go.
Right. Yeah.
Wait a second. You've got some cobwebs under your armpit there.
Yeah. I always want to wear a shirt of my dad and his goofy friend. Yay.
Yeah.
What a victory.
Oh my God.
It was the cleanest shirt I had in the hamper.
My dad and his goofy friend.
Oh man, I spilled all the coffee
Oh,
all over.
Oh
no.
my God. Maybe it's your goofy dad and his friend.
They're
Let's
crazy.
rephrase that.
Oh, it's your goofy friend and your dad. That's what it is.
It's just the 2 goofies.
Right. Goof
All
and
right.
goofier.
Well, without further ado, let's introduce Chaz. What's going on, Chaz?
Right on cue. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the big show. And a few episodes ago, I wore a shirt that I purchased in Australia. And it had this gentleman right here. And this shirt I bought in the United States. But I love history. Billy the Kid, Jesse James, John Dillinger. And in Australia, they had Mr. Ned Kelly. man.
Kelly, yeah.
Fish, do you know who this is?
Ned Kelly?
Yeah.
No.
So
No,
he
I
was an
don't.
outlaw in Australia. They call it a bushranger. And he made this suit of armor. Now, this is in the times of the Wild West. You know how when they plow fields, the farmers?
Uh-huh.
So he took those sheets, he heated them, and he made himself a suit of armor
Oh, wow.
to be in a shootout.
Impenetrable to bullets.
Yeah.
I'm showing it right now.
Yeah, he could even survive a urine tsunami. I mean, but yeah, no, he
I don't know about that.
maybe not.
It
He'd
would
be
get-
washed away,
It would get in through the eye holes.
and it would
Oh, my
rust.
God.
But he made this suit of armor, and he's Australia's most famous outlaw. And let's show his portrait, his face there.
Yeah.
And he
Oh,
was
wow.
Did you go to the museum when you went to Australia to
no,
see that?
because the when I was in Australia, the museum was way far because we were like on a tour of the coast, and we didn't get to go to the museum, which was one of the things that I wanted to do. But he died, and his last quote before they hung him was "Such is life." And in Australia, that's a thing that guys get tattooed, and it's on shirts like "Such is life," like, oh yeah, Ned Kelly, which is basically saying like, hey, sometimes life sucks.
He had a kick-ass beard.
I was
bro.
gonna say he has awesome hair and a
Yes.
beard.
He looks like today's hipsters.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, like
He could hang out in
yeah.
Seattle or Austin
and with him Yeah,
and
with
fit
him.
in.
You'd probably like the second movie. The first movie, Mick Jagger came out as him, and in the second movie, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, is it? Or no?
There's Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. Well, they all look the same.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
And so there, I'm wearing Australian Bushranger Ned Kelly.
All right. Awesome. Well, I'm still doing the last shirt by the wall because I have like a ton of T-shirts, and I told Chaz and the girls that I was going to start just reaching into, because my shirts, some of them go this way and some of them go this way, and the one that goes this way hits like right, and there's like a chunk of shirts against the wall over there. So I'm going all the way in there and pulling out the shirt that comes out, and this one came out today. This one, River City Rock Fest in San Antonio.
May 26, 2013.
2013, dude.
Let me see the back.
Now, does that prove that I am a hoarder?
Did you go to the show?
I didn't go to the show. They just brought me the shirt. You know
Guns
how.
N' Roses, Alice in Chains.
Yeah, but it was Guns N' Roses with DJ Ashba.
Crazy Pimps.
Yeah, the crazy pimps. The crazy pimps were there.
Yeah, in the audience.
Oh my goodness.
But
Alice in Chains. Wow.
yeah, and Guns N' Roses was the DJ Ashba on guitar.
Yeah.
I actually interviewed him for the show on the radio, and you can find it on YouTube. His people loaded it up on their YouTube channel, the interview of me and DJ Ashba. And I asked him about Bones Elias,
Okay.
the drummer from
Far?
Alamo. Yeah,
Yeah.
from Far Alamo. And he ended up saying, he was telling me, oh, yeah, Elias, man, he stayed on my couch for like 6 months when he was barely starting out in L.A., and Elias ended up, with Linkin Park, and he ended up with that group with the girl singer. Remember you said the name last time?
Oh, yes.
The Lotus or something like that. Something
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Lotus. And so he's done a lot, and he was with Chester Bennington's side gig before Dead by Sunrise or something like
Yes.
that. So it was really cool to interview DJ Ashba before this show on the radio. I wasn't there at all. And by the way, if you all know, Mark Morales was here with us during Christmas. This is like the concert where they found him. They played like a battle of the bands.
And they were there at that River City Rock
and
Fest.
the finalists of each area played there at River City Rock Fest, and they ended up winning this one there.
Wow.
And
There you go.
they were just called Texas. And then they got signed up, and then the rest is history with those guys. So
Cinderella story.
there you
Folks.
go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time. Well, before we go into the Rockin' Chaz Rockin' Poll, we got a show with Whiskey D and an AC/DC tribute band that's out of this world. Check it out.
Knox Entertainment presents Friday, March 19th, from deep in the heart of rock and roll, Thunderstruck, America's AC/DC, and the most explosive band in America, Whiskey D, live at the Rail Yard 83 Ice House in Alamo, Texas. Experience the untamed, blood-pounding power of Thunderstruck. Tickets on sale now for VIP tables and reserved individual seats. Call or text 956-608-0611. Rail Yard 83 Ice House is an open-air venue, and all necessary precautions and CDC guidelines will be followed. Thunderstruck, Whiskey D. Don't miss it.
All right.
That's going to be an awesome show.
It is. Granted that it doesn't get canceled, as a matter of fact.
Fingers crossed, right?
Well, and now the summer 2021 tour cancellations have begun.
Already?
Yeah. It started last week with the one lone announcement. Glastonbury, the massive festival held in England every June, has canceled its 2021 in light of the ongoing pandemic. That led a number of other major festival promoters to question the feasibility of their own plans to hold events this spring and summer, with some like Download, also in the United Kingdom, stubbornly insisting they're continuing to work on ways to make it happen. It won't happen. And neither will those tours you're so desperately aching to see. Because what happens, folks, is one does it, then everybody starts questioning if theirs will work. Of course, this is in England so far, right? But it's all about, making money and making sure everybody gets paid and you don't end up in the red and you end up in the black. But the reality is festival season starts less than 5 months from now. For reference, what was the state of the world 5 months ago? It was late August with California, Texas, Florida, Arizona, and other areas, hotspots in the U.S. absolutely raging with the COVID. Things have only gotten way worse since then, they say. Not just in other parts of the U.S., but all over the world. So we'll have to see. I remember reading an interview with Sharon Osbourne, and she says they're planning 2022.
Okay.
And Ozzy will be like 74.
Well, hopefully enough people get the shot, and everybody gets confident with the shot, and everything will kind of fall into place by, the summertime. So.
Well, they say a lot can happen from here to June, but, man, we were hoping that last February that by June we'd be okay.
And then it was Easter, and then it kept,
But it was crazy because last year in May we went Memorial Weekend. We were at the island.
Yeah,
and
that
there
was
was
pretty
chingles
awesome.
of people
Yeah,
there.
that was awesome.
And back then there wasn't really any social distancing or anything like that. That wasn't really, really heavy duty then.
It was like just starting, kind of.
Yeah,
like,
just watch
even though it was later on in the year, it was still like just.
And then the cases rose, and so did the hospitalizations.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were saying, you see, it was Memorial Weekend. It was Memorial Weekend. And then 4th of July came around. We were at the island again. It was a little bit different. We really kept our plates, and then the restaurants were separate tables and stuff like that. So there were some.
And a lot of people were upset about people going to the beach. But honestly, I felt safer on the beach than like at H-E-B, at Walmart, because at the beach they even had the umbrellas 6 feet apart. So like whoever you were with at the beach, you could only be in your little area with them. And then it was pretty cool because you weren't so crowded at the beach.
Well, that was 4th of July.
Yeah.
Memorial Weekend, it was like packed. I mean, when we walked to our umbrellas, the umbrellas were right next to each other.
Yeah, Memorial was packed.
Yeah, so Memorial Weekend, they weren't really taking it that serious yet.
Yeah.
And then 4th of July, the beach wasn't even half as full as it was on Memorial Weekend.
And that's when they had everybody distanced out more.
Yeah. And then we went to that new hotel, right, that had that club. What's it called?
Oh, Bar Louie. They had just opened Bar Louie, and it was COVID hit.
Dude, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Dude, I feel like I'm somewhere else when I walk through that place. You walk through there, and then you get into this beautiful bar and grill, and it's a club.
Got a stage inside.
And a stage and everything. And I'm like, dude, and it was empty, bro. And then we went out to the pool. The pool was huge. I was like, can you imagine spring break here?
And then they even have the outdoor section.
Yeah.
Like an outdoor bar with outdoor seating, and you can sit right by the pier. Like, it's really cool. The dock, I'm sorry. It's really cool.
Yeah, so when we had to go through the indoor club and then go through the swimming pool because they were going to close it. And we had to get into the area that's like a big old pavilion. And when we walk up there, there's people dancing, all together in the group, right, in the dance floor, and guys on the table smoking joints, and it was just a party. And I'm like, I'm not getting close to that,
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So I got us.
We sat pretty far. Yeah.
I got us a table, and we ordered some food, and we were like eating far away, just watching the danger, But
come on, everybody, and do the COVID. Like all those bodies are like,
dude.
They almost look like Pigpen from Charlie Brown, like germ warfare. Like,
that's what.
Pigpen.
He's the one with the little dust.
Yeah,
that's what I call Ron. I call him Pigpen. It's a little dust. He's the one that runs, and he has a little dust.
Yeah.
Following him.
Yeah. No se baña el cabrón.
There was always a smelly kid.
Yeah, there's always that
There's
kid que
always
no se
the
baña.
one.
No se baña el cabrón.
You're talking to you're next to the kid or the person, and then after a few seconds of the conversation, you're like, I think I smell BO, and you're like, oh,
like
man.
little kid BO, right?
Yeah,
Little kid,
yeah,
'cause
like-
it's different.
Something's going on here.
Pobrecitos, chingao, man. Pero, yeah, there is that one kid all the time. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Rockin' Chaz Rockin'
Poll! Wow, man. On the very first episode, did we do the Rockin' Poll?
I have no idea. As a matter of fact,
I wonder.
I found the very first episode of when Rally and I went on live.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I found it just popped up and I saved it. So I was like, man, we need to put a little clip of this, babe, because this is like
No, we don't.
the very first.
No, we don't.
And it's even though it's like less than a year ago, it looks like it was 5 years ago, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that only 1 year ago?
Yeah.
I remember
wow.
our first, well, the one that I was on, the Saturday party. That's when Rally was dancing.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
I don't
one of
remember.
our lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was it was our first Saturday live all together.
Yeah, but we had tested the waters before that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
The Saturday live came later as we were progressing and
Oh, okay,
thinking of
okay.
ideas to add on.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
your original one, like the original.
Rally's sitting right next to me, and we're
What?
looking at the camera, and we're like, and
Hello?
Then, and
Hello?
I introduced Rally like for the first time, and then I also asked her about teaching and all that. So I kind of like interviewed
Yeah.
her. That was like the first show.
You're gonna have to put it up.
Yeah.
For like
No,
a throwback.
no.
It's
I vaguely remember that because after that first time, then Rally was always like just a voice in the
Yes.
background. And then you would see her sometimes. But in the beginning, I remember she was on set. And then it became like, I'll just be a voice in the background.
yes.
Yeah. Depending on if she has time to, powder up and all that stuff, but I'm really happy that we did it. I mean, look at how far we've gotten. We're almost at 16,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
When Rally and I first did it, we were like at 12,000 a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at 16. We're like 10 away from 16,000.
Only?
Yeah, about
Oh my
9
gosh.
or 8 away
That's
from
awesome.
subscribers. So, man, I tell you, we've really moved forward fast. We progressed pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then we added Chaz to them,
Yeah.
34 shows ago. And
Wow.
Which
34
was-
shows.
skyrocket, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
34 weeks.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Rockin' Chaz Rockin' Poll. Once again,
Yeah.
a re-intro. So, the question is, what is your favorite Paul McCartney song? Can't be the Beatles. It's got to be Paul McCartney and Wings, or Paul McCartney just by himself, because he was with Wings, and then Wings kind of disbanded in 1980, somewhere around there. And he was a big star in the 80s, too, in the early 80s.
Yeah, he did some duets that were huge.
I love a lot of the stuff. As a matter of fact, my favorite song is from that era. But the question is, what is your favorite Paul McCartney song? And the reason we're asking it is because back in 1980, Paul McCartney lo pescaron con unos toques. He was released and deported from Japan after spending 9 days in a Tokyo jail. He was arrested at the airport when customs officials found 219 grams of marijuana in his luggage. And I looked it up. I was like, well, how much is 219 grams? It's a little less than half a pound.
Okay.
So, era nomás para los huesos. You know what I mean? It was personal use. He wasn't about to go sell that stuff. It's because they were going to be over there for a while, I guess, touring. And, he needs to. It's that these artists, they need to come down from the
high.
It's a very
of-
stressful being on tour, and it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them have trouble sleeping. That's why they die from pills. That's why Michael Jackson, he was like above, like what was he taking to sleep? I mean, he was taking some heavy duty stuff, and he was like being put in his capsule and everything, and the doctor was pumping him with stuff. He had a doctor in the house.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Because they have it's like with the little stuff that we do, which isn't really little, folks. It's quite a
Task.
A task, yeah. Can you imagine preparing for a world tour, dude?
Yeah, a night in and night out, and it's a lot of responsibility. You literally are in charge of all the employment of all of these people. Then you got to make sure that the show it's awesome, and you give it, and no one walks away like what a crappy show. Everyone's got to walk away. And is the merch on target? There's a lot of things to keep in.
And besides that, you have to rely on a crew of people to not screw up for you on stage.
To make you sound good.
Yeah.
And then the lights. I mean, it's a whole
'cause
thing.
Any fuck up, it's the artist is the one that's called on.
Nobody walks away and says, man, the crew fucked up.
Yeah.
They're like,
Except guys like us that are in the band. Hombre, el pinche sound like a old sound man.
Yeah, I
We'll
know.
say that. But because we're part of this, I'm a band guy, and I know when that's happening, and I don't blame the artist because I've been up there. And we're at the mercy of everybody else.
And the sound guy, I can tell when the sound guy's messing up.
Now, you've got a guy like Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney. Okay, we're going to get ready for a world tour. Okay, how long is that going to be? 2 years? I'm serious.
Yeah.
First leg, second leg.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
years. And it's like, okay, once you agree, there ain't no turning back, folks.
That's it.
You're going to have to go for 2 years. And you're going to have to perform. You're going to have to show up at promotionals. You're going to have to sign autographs. You're going to have to, and then you're going to have to try to sleep in between.
And if you come across as grumpy, you're the a-hole.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not allowed to be in a bad mood.
Nah.
Mr. Millionaire,
Yeah.
how dare you be in a bad mood?
Look, me and Rally were part of the Combate Americas pay-per-view. And we had to go the night before to sit down at a round table with the production crew.
Yeah, it was a production meeting.
And I was going to be the hype man. And
Yeah.
I was the hype man. It was really an awesome experience. But I took Rally with me, and Rally had never experienced anything like it. I had kind of similar, but not to that level.
Not to that level, right.
And so we got there, and Rally had her phone, and she was taking notes. And then this guy was saying this, and this guy, and then we're doing all this and that, and you're going to do this rock, and you're going to do this and this and that, and that. And it was just like 100 miles an hour. And then at the very end, they say, so for the first 5-10 minutes of the pay-per-view, we'll be doing this, sort of, produce thing. And then after that, we're just going to wing it.
So why did we have a meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like
like
4 hours long almost.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, so that was at the end.
and then you thought, I work better that way.
Yeah.
I'll just wing it. I mean, I spent my whole life that
That's
way.
my freaking
philosophy.
I know.
Yeah. But the thing
I
is,
was just winging it.
yeah, because the thing about winging the pay-per-view is you don't know exactly how long the fight's going to last.
Right, yeah.
Around.
Say,
yeah.
chingan on first round, we got to fill in all this time, bro, because
Yep.
it's got to be 2 hours. On television and pay-per-view, it's got to be exactly 2 hours. You can't go over. Remember when, what was it, some of those, one of the pay-per-views from WCW, I think, it cut off because it got to 10 o'clock and the match was still going. So
Yeah.
somebody screwed up,
Yeah.
not timing it right. Because in wrestling, you can time it because the matches are premeditated. But
Predetermined.
but and premeditated.
Yeah, that's true. I think this guy will win.
Yeah. Yeah. And in UFC and in combat mixed martial arts and boxing, you don't
Who
know.
knows?
You have no idea what's going to happen. So, it was like, and so can you imagine like the pre-production and post-production for like a world tour, like for Michael Jackson's production or Paul McCartney's production? I mean, or Beyonce or,
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane, dude. It's insane. So this guy took some weed to Japan, and obviously it was to get the band kind of mellowed out after the show. Relax. Let's go to sleep. We got another show tomorrow. Don't be thinking about the fuck up tonight. And don't be thinking about that happening tomorrow. You got to
move on.
Yeah, the next tomorrow show is going to be better than the night's. And because sometimes we screw up, right?
Yes.
And we can't sleep. We're like mad at ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to just let it go, bro.
I've gone home and thought, man, I messed up with that collectible. Oh, my
Oh, my goodness.
So imagine Paul McCartney.
Oh, me cállate, bro.
I can just imagine their schedules. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I
from
screwed up
like
with that.
2, 3, 4 a.m. to like 2 a.m. the next
Remember
day.
when I got a hold of Kevin Fowler's schedule? An
yeah.
itinerary, and I showed it to you.
Uh-huh.
It's like, where does he even take a shit, dude?
Yeah, I was like, does he eat?
golly.
During the drum solo.
Everything is like, no, it's not even the show. It's like all day itinerary.
Yeah.
Like interviews and stuff like that.
Interviews, catching a flight, catching the
Yeah.
ride to the venue. Everything was just like timed.
Yeah, and random times too is like 2:18, 4:02. It's like it wasn't even like at the top of the hour
Right.
or whatever. It was
Microphone
just-
check,
yeah.
4:13.
Yeah. it
Why
was
not
so
4:11?
weird.
What's
Or
going on?
4:15.
Yeah, like let's just
yeah,
round
it was
up.
crazy.
Yeah, man. So it's pretty crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So Paul McCartney, back in 1980, this week, is released and deported from Japan after spending 9 days in the tank over there.
I will say this: if you're going to be in a jail, Tokyo is a pretty good jail.
I would guess so.
You know, it's probably has those electronic bidets. You know?
Are those the things that wash your ass after you take a
Yeah,
poop?
yeah. Because in Japan they have the electronic bidets.
Hey,
So he was like, I think I like this one.
I had a perfect when you said they have a bidet, and I said, yeah, and they also got those toilets that wash your ass.
Classic Gilligan's Island. You know, I mean, you know, better a Tokyo jail than say, you know, I don't know, what would be a Chile or something, right?
Reynosa.
In Reynosa,
tamales.
like-
Hombre, cállate la boca. Oh, eres Paul McCartney. Oye, lo que traebas no trae nada. Si yo te consigo algo mejor que eso, carnal, de allá de Jalisco y la chica.
Right. Oye, ¿y tú eres jefe de jefe o qué?
No, venga, cállate, bro.
It wasn't that bad. Come
No, it
on.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't that
I know
bad.
this guy. But anyway, that is a nice jail. A first world country jail. That's where you want to be. Did you ever see that movie Midnight Express?
Yeah,
Where the guy's smuggling heroin, I think,
yeah.
to Turkey.
And he bites something off of somebody and spits it out, right?
I think
the tongue. It was a tongue.
A tongue, I think.
Yeah.
It's like,
He gets into a fight with a guy and he bites his tongue out. That movie's crazy, and the song was a hit too.
yeah, instrumental. Maybe you'll find it in a bit. But anyway, I think that he's lucky. He probably did it on purpose to take a vacation.
Maybe.
You know what?
What better way to get out of your commitments than to land in jail?
Yeah.
9 days
Yeah.
over a week. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get you out right away, Paul. No, take your time. Take your time. But you know, and they probably serve sushi there too. Bro.
Yeah.
Man.
Sushi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chaz
So-
is just thinking about it now.
I thought, wow, that is a very good point I made. A very pat on the back.
All right. So, Riley, what is your favorite? This is the question, the poll. What is your favorite Paul McCartney song?
I'm not that big of a Paul McCartney fan, but I do remember listening to Silly Love Songs. Is that his?
Yeah.
Yes, right,
Well, no,
okay.
it's Wings,
Okay, well.
but it's not the Beatles, and
Okay.
you know we're saying songs from Wings or his solo stuff.
Okay, well, I like that one.
Yeah.
Silly Love Songs.
It's a great song from
It
the
is.
70s. It's off the album Wings at the Speed of Sound. You should get that album. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Fish?
I'm going to say My Love.
My love does it good. I love that song. That's a great song. That's also with Wings.
Yeah.
70s.
Someone in the chat brought up My Love a little while ago.
Yeah, Gilbert.
Gilbert,
Gilbert
yeah.
Diaz. Yeah, he said that My Love was his favorite.
So Gilbert showing his.
Whoa,
He's got a romantic side, Gilbert. Nicely.
Whoa,
Pat on the back.
What about you, Chaz? What's your favorite?
I picked Band on the Run. You know,
man.
when I think of my favorite songs, I think of that time in the 70s, yacht rock, basically. You know, we're talking about like the Eagles and Ambrosia. And,
I like Ambrosia.
Yeah, and George McRae. And
Rock you, baby.
yeah, and what's the name of that other guy? He did Breezin'. Remember that song?
Like, who would know George McRae sings that
I
song
know,
except
but
me?
who did Breezin'? That artist.
Oh, that's do 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 do.
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
I forgot. I got it right here.
Yeah. And anyway,
tell you in just a
that
bit.
genre of the late 70s, early 80s is my favorite stuff. And Paul McCartney with Wings had Band on the Run. And that song, Band on the Run.
George Benson.
Yeah.
Thank you. George Benson, that's also from that era. Yeah, here we go. Yacht Rock. Takes me back to being a little kid.
We played this one at the beach when we were there 4th of July.
Yeah.
When we kicked off the show.
So yours is Band on the Run?
Mine is Band on the Run.
That's a good song.
It is, and it's got different, like it's like 2 different songs in one.
2 songs combined.
Yeah,
basically.
what he did was he took the idea from the Beatles when they would have half songs.
Uh-huh.
Well, just combine them.
Yeah.
And it's Band on the Run because when he got busted in Tokyo, he felt like, hey, I'm not a criminal, and I'm just, I want to relax, mate. So he made a song like, all right, well, then now I feel like I'm on a band on the run.
That album cover was interesting. It had James Coburn on it. It was like a group of people.
It was very well-known people, celebrities.
Yeah, and there were like actors in it.
Also, the guy who plays Dracula, Lee, Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee is there.
He's on there?
Yeah, he is.
See, I'm going to check it out. Because
Yeah, and so it was an artistic flair for an album cover. And
Michael Parkinson, Kenny Lynch, James Coburn, Clement Fred, Christopher Lee, and John Conte.
yeah, one of them is a boxer. A couple of them are broadcasters. And
yeah.
but the more famous ones are James Coburn and Christopher Lee. They're on the album cover.
Yeah. That's a good album, bro.
And that song, and the part where it goes da na 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 na, that's
Yeah.
him escaping jail.
Yeah.
And that's how he interpreted that song.
They I think one of the best Wings album has to be the live Wings Over America.
Yeah.
Get that. It's a 3 album, but it's not an album now. You could probably stream it, but man, that album is like every song, and Paul McCartney live is just impeccable, man. Great
So
stuff.
my favorite song is that one, Band on the Run, but it takes me back to this type of music, the late 70s, early 80s, and
Yeah, it's real smooth.
It's very
that song.
smooth.
Mhm.
and here I love this song too, man. Chuck Mangione. Yeah. And then you have Steely Dan.
Oh, Steely Dan's good.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock
Yacht
Radio.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ahí ves. Te vatos un Casey no matter, no?
Going back to the late 70s.
How about this one?
Yes. This is a good
This
one.
song was featured in a commercial for a car.
Yeah, it
And
was.
That's how I found out about this song. And when this song came out, people thought he was black.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not. He's a white guy.
I saw him on American Bandstand when the song was out.
Oh, yeah.
I was a kid, and it was a white dude with long hair and a beard and a fedora, and real jazzy, bro.
This is a great song.
Got a thing for you.
And I can't let go. Also, what's the name of that guy from Urban Cowboy? The guy that sings the love song?
Johnny Lee?
No.
Or wait, which
Oh.
song?
Bobby. Oh, man.
Robbie Benson.
Bobby.
Remember that guy?
I remember that guy. But anyway, that was my favorite song. Band on the Run.
After 30 minutes.
Right. We get off on these tangents. Does anybody know what we're talking about? I wonder.
That was our Yacht Rock segment.
That was our Yacht Rock segment. That's right.
Pete Trevino says "Get Back," but that's a Beatles song, man. This is just Paul
yeah.
McCartney, bro.
yeah, Raymond Rose said Band on the Run.
Band on
And
the Run's a good song.
Raymond Rose said James Coburn used to train with Bruce Lee, and there is footage of that. That is true. So did Steve McQueen. And, yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of different.
Boss Skaggs.
That's who. Thank you, Daniel Lopez.
Yeah, Boss Skaggs.
Well, he had a soft rock song also
It's awesome,
that I loved.
Yeah, I like Lido Shuffle. All right, so my favorite is No More Lonely Nights. No more lonely nights. Never be another. That's the only 80s song in this segment. I picked the 80s song. But
Yeah.
there was just something if you listen to that Paul McCartney song from the 80s, the musicianship or the sound, the production, that's like a lot of 80s songs had that sound.
Yeah.
a certain effect on the guitar. It was weird because they'd make a hit with a certain sound, and then a lot of other bands or artists would record songs similar to that. But I guess it's because they'd go through the same studio and they try to stick to the same formula to get as many hits out of that sound as possible.
Did you ever see that movie, Give My Regards to Broadstreet?
Never saw it.
Never saw it either. And the other song I almost picked was Live and Let Die, which was tied to the movie, the James Bond movie.
Yeah. And Guns N' Roses redid that.
Yeah,
They sure did, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was the Rockin' Chaz Rockin' Poll.
I do want to say, like, there was a lot of people putting their songs, and like Emilio, he said "Lovely Linda."
Ozzy says "Amazed." Baby, I'm amazed at the way you love me all the time.
Frank Bettis said "Silly Love Songs." Jet.
Woo.
Yeah. Wonderful Christmas Time.
Yeah.
Raven Garza. Yeah, there's a lot of songs on here.
There's another one that I really liked. I think it was from the 70s. Oh, man, I forgot. But, man, he's got so many great songs. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors. We've got the This Week in Rock History and the Rockin' Chaz Celebrity Birthdays. And, boy, we got a beautiful woman that's celebrating a birthday today. We'll come back in a bit.
Start the new year right by being healthy. Call Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and schedule an appointment today. If you feel sluggish, you have no energy, or you're stressed, even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gain weight, let Dr. T's Primary Care for Men increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Dr. T's can help you with their weight management program, IV therapy, and various supplements to make sure you are and stay in top shape. If we've learned anything this past year, it's that your health is very important. So call Dr. T's today, 956-441-2188. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men, 956-441-2188. Once again, the number is 956-441-2188. Make an appointment today. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men.
And by the way, I'm going to go next week and get my shot and get the IV vitamin infusion therapy to boost my immune. I like to at least do it once a month at least, and just boost the immune system. I've been, so far, knock on wood, we've been good. Everybody's been good, and hopefully your family's safe. If you want to keep your family safe, then your health and your immune system is very, very important. Especially if you're stepping out of the house and going and seeing people and stuff like that. Go to Dr. T's Primary Care and get that immune boosting stuff, man. It is great. Okay, and it works. You feel it right away. So give them a call, 956-441-2188, and you'll be glad you did, and you'll feel a lot better about doing it as well. But even if you do it, still take those precautions, mask ups, little social distancing, wash your hands, all that stuff, okay? All right. So before we get into This Week in Rock History and the Rockin' Chaz Celebrity Birthdays, well, we got to do it. It's time for Chaz's Collectible!
And a little bit, when we talk about the week in rock history and all that, kind of encouraged me to bring out this collectible. So in 2014, went to go see Motley Crue because they're going to retire. And I went with my best friend, Frankie, and you were at that show too, when Motley Crue was doing their retirement tour. And I went, and I believed this is it. This is the last tour. And not because they signed a contract, and not because they told the world. I thought it was the last tour because Vince Neil was so heavy back then. I thought this guy is moments away from a heart attack.
I thought you were going to say Mick Mars.
Well, I think he'll still outlive Vince Neil. But Vince he looked so unhealthy. I go, man, I'm sure Nikki Sixx is saying, you know what? We're going to call it quits before this guy just
can't move on stage.
Right. And can't move at all. They're going to, and now Vince Neil.
Look like a little meatball with legs.
Right, yeah. Like from Weird Science. Yeah. So I go, man, I have to go see Motley Crue while Vince Neil is still able to move on his own appendages. So let's get the chimes. So, we'll start off small. I said,
Don't
hey,
tell me you got a Vince Neil toy, man. A Vince Neil.
Vince Neil toy.
Action.
So-
A Vince Neil action figure, right?
Well, you never know. So we'll start off small.
Okay.
And, we got, I thought, well, it's the final tour.
The lanyard.
Got to get a lanyard, right?
All right,
It
all
is
right.
the final tour.
Yeah.
And I've always loved getting bandanas.
All right.
And I said, man, it's the final tour. They're never going to tour again.
Oh, that is
Vince
super
Neil
cool.
is so heavy that, let me try and get it right. So that I got a bandana, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there I've always loved bandanas.
Those are
And
super
if I
cool.
go to a concert, odds are I'm going to get a bandana. Is that in the shot, really?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's
it's
perfect.
perfect.
All right.
So, okay. And I go, that's it. I got to get it. Because they're going to retire. And then I was walking out and I said, look at that. That looks phenomenal. I got to get it. Because, hey, they're going to retire, right?
Yeah.
They're never going to come back. So I got this poster.
That is super cool.
And I got it laminated because I said, wow, I went to this final tour and I got it laminated, got the poster, and I'm walking out and I look at the merch table and I go, man, look at that. I got to get that.
You're buying
And
everything.
I go, well, they're gonna
Give me
retire.
one of everything.
One of the whole table. And I go, I got to get a hoodie.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Ooh.
And, it says Bad Boys Hollywood,
Got
California.
the patch on the
And then the
left side.
patch over here.
Like Harley Davidson.
Yeah, like
like
Harley
Harley
Davidson.
Davidson. Yeah.
I go, well, I got to get it. They're going to retire. So I got all of this stuff.
I thought he was going to say, and then what I got? And he was going to pull in the roadie that was selling the T-shirts too.
Oh my
got-
god.
And here's Gusberto.
Who's better?
That would have been great. You would have pulled that guy there, long hair, tattoos, and a T-shirt.
Right.
Yeah,
Now
I
get
was the
outta
guy.
here.
I was the guy selling the shirts to him.
Hello, everyone.
I brought him home too.
So
Not
now
at all. The last one.
he's my personal bodyguard.
Yeah.
And then, so I bought all that stuff. And then last year they were going, Motley Crue we're going back on tour, everybody. I'm like, oh, you guys suckered me.
No, and then China said, Chinga.
Yeah.
So I was like, went on the mall. But it was a great show. And I loved every moment of it because I had seen them in the 90s and Vince Neil was half-assing the vocals. He was going like, kickstart my, instead of saying, kickstart my, kickstart my heart. I'm like, you're not even talking. He was just doing like what do you call it? Like scat. Like,
Yeah. But if you smoke a joint from Paul McCartney's weed, you'll understand every word Vince
Oh
Neil
my
sings,
God.
man.
like, oh, the subliminal message I can hear. But anyway, maybe since Motley Crue suckered everybody, COVID said, you know what, Motley Crue, clothesline.
Yeah, dude.
Cancel their tour,
Pulled it-
2020.
Yeah, COVID pulled his foot out and tripped them right away, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's like, that's what you get. So anyway, from the Motley Crue tour, all this investment that I did equals today's
Chaz's Collectible! Sal in the house says, Chaz, that's phenomenal. All right.
phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Dario Puig says he only likes their first two albums.
Those are heavy, yeah. Live wire. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
alive. Live wire.
Raymond Rose says, Chaz, one of those guys on the bus taking up all the space with his stuff. One
Yeah.
of those guys.
Excuse me. But, right, annoying everybody.
Yeah.
Rock's sitting there all buzzed.
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
Excuse
yeah.
me, sir.
Yeah, that's
And you're
it.
just like, ching.
That's Chaz right there. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for This Week in Rock History! So back this week in 1980 at the Gaumont Theatre in Southampton, England, AC/DC played their last show with Bon Scott. The electrifying frontman dies on February 19th after a night of excessive drinking. And what you're seeing there is a show where they're doing Highway to Hell, and Bon Scott. Let me tell you, a lot of people say that he died of excessive drinking, but there's a book out from one of the guys that, used to hang out with them and, I think kind of managed the band or something like that. But he was hanging out with a lot of dudes that were into heroin.
Yeah, he was.
With Pete Way from UFO and other guys. And that's what it says in the book, and that they strongly believe that he died from a heroin overdose.
And he could hold his liquor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he was an amateur when he came to drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew what he was doing. And so the concept that he, was that, because they said that night they saw what he drank, and it wasn't even that, it wasn't a lot. And so there was kind of like, I don't know, it sounds kind of suspicious.
Well, supposedly, Ozzy once said that Bon had died because he passed out in the back seat, drunk, and he froze to death. Now, it could have been drunk or, with the heroin, if it was heroin, right? But that apparently the guys from ACDC, they all knew about it, but they refused to, acknowledge it or report it as being that. And due to the fact that they didn't want to be, associated with hard drugs like that.
Right, yeah.
ACDC's always been associated with girls, drinking, maybe smoking a joint or something, but no heavy drugs like that. So they were kind of worried that would have put a really bad, a bad picture on them, a bad
So they
perception.
gave it a spin,
So they gave it a spin.
something cool.
Yeah,
or whatever.
and a lot of people say that the lyrics on Back in Black were written by Bon Scott, even though Bon Scott isn't,
credited on the album.
And if you notice, Back in Black, and For Those About to Rock, the lyrics are very for Those About to Rock, they're a little bit more mainstream, to where Bon Scott, he would write a lot of words that meant something else, metaphors.
He was very tongue-in-cheek.
He was a poet.
Yeah, he was very funny, witty, and his, that's the lyric, "Let me cut your cake with my knife." That's a very type of Bon Scott.
That's a Bon Scott.
A little visual, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know what you're saying, dude.
Yeah.
That's very him.
Yep. And, Brian Johnson came in and he sang the lyrics perfectly. But there's also word that, the family was kind of worried because they weren't credited, or he wasn't credited for the lyrics on Back in Black. But supposedly that ACDC took care of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
they do get a financial stipend.
Yeah. Because after Back in Black, those guys became multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
And so much that they're still touring, or they're still recording. They released an album, and it's weird because not many people find out about. Have you heard the new AC/DC, dude?
No, I haven't.
And there's 2 videos out already. I've heard both songs, and they're different because Malcolm Young isn't there to create those catchy riffs.
Yeah.
It's his brother now, and you can tell the difference. But, it's typical good old rock and roll AC/DC
All they
stuff.
got to do is, if they did Back in Black, that whole album forever, everyone would go. It's a flawless album.
Yeah. Well, Thunderstruck, which is Razor's Edge, Back in Black, and For Those About to Rock, I would say those are the 3 strongest AC/DC albums ever.
And the thing about Bon Scott, when you think about it, he was only in the band a little over 5 years. That's nothing.
Yeah.
And the impact that he did in 5 years, it really is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's amazing. He's actually one of my favorite, most entertaining lead vocalists.
It's just a shame because they started from the ground up, and they were on the edge of just
right, stratosphere.
And Bon, he went through all the hard times for Brian Johnson to come in and just enjoy the fruits of the labor, bro.
Papitas.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Oh, man. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that happened back in 1980. They played their last show with Bon Scott tonight.
And then in 2014, at a press conference, all 4 members of Motley Crue they sign a cessation of touring agreement
El hocico, bro.
preventing them from ever touring again after 2015.
Yeah.
And they also announced the final tour, after which they are legally obligated to disband, which made everybody like me buy all this merch and empty the bank accounts. And then, well, you know, I will say this in their defense. That movie came out, and young people who are not really into Motley Crue,
The movie on Netflix.
that movie on which I've never seen,
What was it called?
The Dirt.
Yeah, The Dirt. Yeah.
I think young people now were introduced to Motley Crue, and they're like, well, hey, here's a chance to make some more money.
Yeah, the Dirt really, I think, brought in the younger audience.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
it was-
that was after the final tour, right?
Oh, yeah. Way after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just came out last year? And
Like
then
2 years
And
ago.
then they got like MGK to play Tommy Lee, and he's big right now. He's with the younger people too. So
And then their music was just like streamed like so much that they said,
Yeah.
you know what, it did cause a reason. I bet if The Dirt hadn't hit or hadn't been released, maybe they wouldn't have gone back. But
They said, we already got the money from those Gen Xers. Now we got to hit those what is this young generation called? The what?
huevones.
We got to get this next gen or whatever they're called. What's that derogatory term that everybody uses?
I don't know,
Whatever they is. They're
I
called.
have no idea, man. They
they-
go so fast.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I'm still with millennials, dude.
Yeah, I
what
know.
mean? But babe, put on that video of them at the press conference and pay close attention, Rally, to what Nikki Sixx is
Oh, I
drinking.
saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. You want me to play it again?
Yeah, play it
is
again.
he drinking a Fiji water?
Yeah, he's drinking a Fiji water. I wonder if that's the one he threw at me and hit me right in the
No.
freaking head.
It was
Pinche
one like
Nikki
that.
Sixx, cabrón. I don't know why he threw that shit at me, bro. And he hit me bullseye, dude.
What
I
were
just
you-
saw
what-
a flash of water, dude.
What were you doing? I remember you told me.
I was turned around, and my friend Rudy Carr was taking a picture of me with the stage behind
Oh,
me.
okay.
And all of a sudden, I felt like a chingazo in my head with lots of water, and I thought it was a beer. I thought somebody from the audience had thrown beer at me, dude. You know, like a
and it was
hater.
Nikki Sixx.
And I went up, and I was like, who the fuck threw this? Man, I was already going to jump over people and start banging somebody. And Rally's, she's pulling me down. No. What? It was Nikki Sixx. He threw the bottle
And did
of
you look
water.
at him?
And I turn around, I go, fuck you, Nikki Sixx. And then my wife was like, get away, where's the bottle? You know, and I'm like,
I wanted the bottle, but some other girl had already picked it up. I'm like, shoot.
You should have punched her and taken it back.
I was, but she was not my size.
oh, man, dude.
So that's your Nikki Sixx story.
yeah.
He threw a bottle of Fiji water at you.
Dude, and there it is, right there at the table. He's the only one with the water, man.
was
Yeah.
maybe was he in like, did he have a sponsorship with Fiji water?
I don't know.
Maybe
He's
you should have
just, you know, he just
should have
likes
just
that.
like
Maybe he doesn't like whiskey D. Like, is that
Maybe.
that whiskey D?
you should have
man,
you should have
that's
passed out.
I know.
Right?
You should have passed out and
should've
fallen
done
over
it.
the rail.
Should
Started
have
he-
done a big act like
Right,
passed
start
out.
hemorrhaging.
He's in a coma.
Yeah, Riley should have. His neck is broken.
And then you should have put on a neck brace and a video and
Yeah.
came out saying, you know, I got hit
A
in the
press
head.
conference. You know, with that halo.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
neck-
yeah, like in wrestling.
Yeah, with a neck brace.
Yeah.
And I'm here to represent Mr. Rock and Roll
And
James.
it says, "Oh my God!" Molly Crew. "Oh my God! Are you gonna sue me?" No, just get me some backstage passes and a handkerchief.
It's bandana.
Oh, it's a better.
Let's make it cool. All right, I'm sorry about the Fiji water.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine.
Lanyard.
Okay, I'm fine. Okay. You know why he because he saw Rally dressed all rocked out and
And he was
he
jealous.
said, "What the hell is she doing with that jerk?" And threw a bottle of. He was showing off to you.
He
Rally.
could have thrown it to anybody else, but he targeted you.
Maybe he
Big
saw
time.
you. He was like, "Is that Wolfman Jack? I hate that guy."
Pinche Nikki Sixx. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that was this week in rock history. All right. And now it's time for the Rock and Chaz Celebrity Birthday! Roy Raleigh song.
Hot for teacher.
Or it could be your song, too. Bro.
Yeah.
You're a teacher.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got? Well, how fitting that this song is being played right now.
I know, it's perfect. It's two worlds are colliding right here.
Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, born in 1955. Eddie Van Halen is born in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
His family eventually settles in Pasadena, California, where he forms Van Halen with his brother, Alex. And he died in 2020. He died last year. Have you seen the videos of him speaking in Dutch?
No, but you sent them to me. It was just a little too late to put it in the show.
Yeah.
But I had never heard that, but they're talking like Dutch.
Yeah, it sounds like, it doesn't even sound real. It sounds like just gobbledygook, like, I mean, like, what? Is that even real?
Gobbledygook.
It does. But it's interesting because you can find videos of him on YouTube speaking in Dutch, and he held on to his original language because that's what he spoke when he was a little tiny kid.
Well, his parents probably spoke it at the house. It's like,
like
living
just,
in a Hispanic family.
Yeah.
You speak Spanish at home and you speak English at school, so. All right. So Eddie Van Halen would have been 66 this week, but he succumbed to cancer.
Heavy smoker, man.
About 6 months. As a matter of fact, on the video that we're showing with him doing his solo, he's smoking away while he's doing it.
Chain smoker.
And he was doing that. This video is like from the 90s. Since 75, he was doing that with the cigarettes on stage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the guy, he smoked his life, away. All right. So, happy birthday, Eddie Van Halen. Definitely missed and an inspiration to many, many guitarists in the rock industry, Tejano industry, country industry. I mean, everybody knew Eddie Van Halen. All right. Also born this week in 1950. Man, this woman, last week we had a girl with beautiful eyes. Her name was Kirstie Alley. And this week, we have another girl with really beautiful eyes. She's an American actress, singer, and a model, and she's 71 years old this week. Her name is Barbie Benton, and she was, I think, one of Hugh Hefner's girls,
Well, she did Playboy, right?
Yeah, she did Playboy.
She was one of those celebrities. She was only a celebrity because she was so pretty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know as far as talent goes, but she was just so attractive that every guy knew who she was in the 1970s.
Well, she was a model, actress, songwriter, television personality, singer. She recorded a song, and it was like a hit as well. And she'd come out on Hee Haw as well.
She was there for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, how's that for a resume?
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, she did all that stuff from the 70s. The Love Boat and like Kojak and all that stuff. But yeah, big idol in the 1970s.
Yeah, she was one of those girls that you'd put her poster on your wall next to Farrah Fawcett. Barbie Benton, 71 years old today, and definitely an iconic American, model.
Sex symbol,
right? Sex symbol,
From
the 70s. So she was born in 1950. Wow, 71. So happy birthday to Barbie Benton.
Do you know the name Diane Parkinson, Rock?
Diane Parkinson? No, I don't, bro.
That's the Price is Right girl.
Okay.
From the Bob Barker days.
Uh-huh.
And, there's certain names from the 70s and 80s that if you say them like Barbie Benton or Diane Parkinson, certain guys are like, I start drooling.
Yeah. So, all right. So happy birthday, Barbie Benton.
In 1945, this gentleman was born, American actor and businessman. And he is mostly known.
Still acting.
He's still acting, but back in the day, he was known for his show Magnum P.I., which stands for Private Investigator. We're talking about Mr. Tom Selleck, who also back in the 80s, there were a lot of Tom Selleck posters that women were buying, because he became a sex symbol in the 80s.
6'4", el vato.
6'4", and he was supposed to be Indiana Jones.
Really?
Yeah, but he couldn't get out of his Magnum P.I. contract, so he couldn't do Indiana Jones, so they gave it to Harrison Ford. But yeah,
Well, when he was Magnum P.I., that was one of the highest rated programs on television of its time. I mean, I never really watched it.
I never watched it either, but I know that you know why they made that show? It's because the show Hawaii Five-0 had finished, and they said, well, we have all these cameras, we have all this editing equipment, like, let's just do another show here in Hawaii. Because Hawaii Five-0 canceled, and let's just do, I don't know, whatever, Magnum PI, whatever, let's do something. And it became a huge hit.
It was a huge hit. As a baby, his eyes, dude, I mean, you could see his eyes were like, when he was a little kid, and, I mean, the dude, man, he made a lot of money and still acts. He's in a show called The Blue Bloods, but he's 76 years old. I don't know how much he's doing. The Blue Bloods was from, I think it was in 2010. He was New York City Police Commissioner Frank Reagan in that series. And the show has been renewed for its 11th season, it says, in 2020, 2021. So he's still going at it, bro. He's still getting paid. He's still acting. And it's rare for a guy, an actor that age
to have that longevity.
Not just longevity, but that consistent work.
Yeah.
Like that. So, pinche Tom Selleck.
He's probably like the best looking 76-year-old. Like, he's a handsome man. Too.
Yeah. Well, he's not. Yeah. Well, that's what got him where he's at. You know.
Did you watch Friends, Fish or Rally?
Yes, he came out and he played her boy. Oh my God.
He used to date
Monica.
Monica, right?
Monica's boyfriend, yeah.
He was a lot older than her.
Yeah, he was older than her.
He appeared in recurring television roles as Monica Geller's love interest, Dr. Richard Burke on Friends.
Yeah.
As Lance White, the likable and naive partner on The Rockford Files. And as casino owner A.J. Cooper on Las Vegas. Las Vegas was also a very popular show back in the 80s. He also had a lead role in the television Western movie The Sackets, which my dad loved. Based on 2 Louis L'Amour books. Louis L'Amour was the guy that would write novels.
Yes, Western novels.
Selleck is a California Army National Guard veteran, a spokesman for the National Rifles Association, an endorser in advertisements for National Review magazine, and co-founder of the Character Counts organization. So this guy, he stays busy, and he's really made a mark on his life. He was born in Detroit, Michigan in 1945. To housewife Martha Selleck and Robert Dean Selleck, who was an executive and real estate investor. He has an older brother, Robert, born in 1944, a sister, Martha, born in 1940-something, and younger brother, Daniel, born in 1950. So,
Andrew Mesa said he made a movie called An Innocent Man, where he goes to prison. I remember that movie. And Robert Luna said he made a movie called Mr. Baseball, where he's an American baseball player, but he has to go to Japan and learn all the cultural stuff over there. So yeah, no, he's made movies, he's done it all.
Yeah. And still doing it.
That's right.
Puro Dr. Tease, papa. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Rockin' Chaz Celebrity Birthdays. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to get your Rockin' Chaz t-shirt on sale. Look at the description below, and you'll have one just like Felicia. Felicia, show off your shirt again.
Yeah.
She's got the Rockin' Chaz t-shirt, and they're going super fast. We've got all sizes, and they're going really super fast. We've sold at least 3 of them already.
And what a perfect Valentine gift.
Yeah.
I mean, am I right?
Hell
The
yeah.
couple that wears the Rockin' Chaz shirts together is the couple that stays together.
It's better than 2 dozen roses, dude. And strawberry chocolates, y que la chingar chocolate strawberries, ese pedo. Consíguele la t-shirt a tu ruca, carnal. That's love, bro.
Yeah.
And if she wears it, that's love, bro. All right? So, if I were you, if your wife is, small or medium, get her a 3XL, carnal, so she can wear it to bed, bro. Órale.
Wow.
Forget about it.
You can both wear it at the same time.
You'll have a sleep.
Outfit in 2.
Yeah, like that ugly Christmas sweater, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
it was
ones
one
that
big
won?
sweater and
Yeah.
it was connected.
Yeah, there you go. Because we do have 3XL for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go to the description and order some today. And there's a code you got to put in so you can get it, okay? Also want to thank the Rockin' Chaz Show Live number 34 sponsors. Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Call 956-441-2188. And, well, we finished the show with the Rockin' Chaz Random Album! Last week, I pulled out Loudness. Rock and roll crazy night! And the album was Lightning Strikes. Matter of fact, it's right here just so you can see what we pulled out. This was the one we pulled out last week. And we have some gems in there, no?
Yeah, we've done some light rock, yacht rock. We've done heavy metal.
Country.
We've done country.
Tejano, I think you guys pulled out the Tejano one.
Yeah.
Hurricane album, right?
Yeah.
Beulah. All right, so go ahead, Chaz.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Choose the album, man, and let's find out, all right?
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, there's those chimes again, right?
Oh, my God!
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about.
oh hell yeah.
We have a winner.
Right there.
And perfect.
Yes.
You know, in the 80s, there were 2 shirts that guys would wear as part of the heavy metal army.
Shoot, yeah.
It was, you would wear the Iron Maiden Number the Beast, or you would wear the Judas Priest,
Yeah.
Screaming for Vengeance.
Yeah.
You know, if you had one of those 2 shirts, that's it. You're in, brother. You know, or you could also wear Peace of Mind and...
You were the new wave of the British heavy metal, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And, you know, I actually got that album. My mom, she went to Houston to go do something with her job, right? And my dad went along with her because they were going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, go to that seminar for her job, and then go see her brothers and cousins up there. And I didn't want to go, man. I wanted to stay home, and, you know, she wouldn't let me stay home, and I wanted to stay home by myself because I wanted to party. You know, I had an album. I had a record player, an album, and all that.
Crank it up.
And so I got them to let me stay at the ranch by myself, and if I invited my Uncle Jesse to babysit me, right? And I was like 13 years old, man.
And
so
Jesse, was he into stuff like this?
Little did they know that me and Jesse, we like partying as much as with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're only going to party with each other. I mean, it's just like,
So my grandma sent my uncle, because my uncle was living with my grandma, sent him to the ranch, and then he shows up, he makes some carne picada, and then we start lining up some dubers, and we start drinking and shit, and then we start putting some albums, and then Mom called, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, hello, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just here with Jesse. We just ate and this and that. And I'll go, okay, well, I'm going to be leaving tomorrow. Do you want me to take you anything? I said, yeah. Go by a record store and get me the Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance album and the Thin Lizzy Renegade album. They just came out.
Okay.
So my mom shows up with those 2 albums.
Wow,
dude.
she came through.
Yeah, dude.
Now that's a memorable experience.
Yeah, dude. And this is probably the album. I still have it.
Here you go, mijo.
Yeah.
Since you were such a good boy. Wait a minute. What's that smell?
Yeah. Why is your uncle passed out on the floor?
Yeah. Why is the dog going in circles? He doesn't know which way is up.
Did you put a fogger in for the mosquitoes?
Yeah. Great album.
What's with all those empty Bush beer cans outside?
Yeah. Who was here? Boxcar Willie?
No, we went out and collected cans to try to make a few pennies, Mom.
Oh, you guys are so good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. Y'all have a nice evening, man. We'll see you next Wednesday right here at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, we've got a show as well. Tomorrow, it's Throwback Thursday. You know what we like to do? We like to play songs, and you have to guess the artist or the band. It's always a lot of fun. Oh, but wait a second.
We're doing part 2.
We got part 2
Yes,
interview
we're
of
doing
Eddie
part 2.
Gonzalez
Yes.
and Juan Sanchez Jr. Holy shit.
Drama.
There's going to be a lot of drama tomorrow after all that stuff they spill.
Big time.
We'll see you tomorrow. All right? You all have a good one.
In the still of the night. In the still of the night. Over here, baby. In the heat of the day, I had my head down low, hide my face from the sun. To the light of the day until the evening time, waiting for the night to come.